Welcome to Academic Management Articles channel, where you can explore the latest management articles with less effort and less time. Today's article is the paradox of stability and change, a case study. It's an empirical research that has conducted by Hai-Fin Lin, Tian-Chan Chu, Li Li, and He-Huai Qian from School of Economics and Management, Dalian University of Technology from Dalian in China. This article published in Chinese Management Studies Journal in 2020, and this is the citation for the article. Let's begin with abstract. Abstract consists of 5 parts. The first part is purpose. This research is conducted to answer 2 questions. The first one is how an organization pursues stability and change simultaneously, and the second one is how stability and change contradictorily enable each other to promote the development of an organization. The second part in abstract is design, methodology, and approach. This research is a case study on the strategic and the structural change of sign complex in China. Researchers applied multiple approaches during data collection to meet the criteria for trustworthiness, and data analysis went through a 5-step process. The third part in the abstract is findings. The results confirm the paradox of stability and change in 3 points. Stability enables the change by supplying security and consistency, offering reserved knowledge and skills, and enabling commitment and the provision of resources for a better realization of the change. Second, change enables a firm to set up a new state of stability through the variable mechanisms such as trial and error and exploration activities. The nature of organizational change is to help an organization reach a new stable stage with higher efficiency, and that organizational development relies on the paradoxical effects of both stability and change. The fourth part in the abstract is research limitations and implications. Researchers mentioned that findings need to be further confirmed through the investigation of more organizations, other stable mechanisms such as habits, tight coupling, commitments, control and low variance, other variable mechanisms such as research, mindfulness, redundancy, and openness, cross-level or cross-department changes which struggle with each other for resources. And they also mentioned that future research may need to conduct a more in-depth examination of the system of change. The fifth part and the last one in the abstract is originality and value. Here researchers show the contribution of this article in 3 points. First, the findings offer insights for further research and implications for management practices in a Chinese context. The findings extend the existing paradox theory by further revealing how stability and change enable each other, and offer a paradoxical perspective to look into the nature of organizational change and organizational development. The results remind managers to rethink the relationship between stability and change, to factor these coexisting concepts into their decision making, and to accept, understand, and use this paradoxical relationship to realize synergetic effects for the firm. Let's go to the discussion part, the last part in this presentation. Paradox of change and stability. First, we should talk about the interdependence between stability and change. And this study confirms the interdependence of the two contradictory elements, namely stability and change, in the development of a firm. The success of a change relies on existing stable mechanisms, while a change enables a firm to reach a new stable state. Stability enables a change by supplying security and consistency to ensure the continuity of the organization, offering reserved knowledge and skills and enabling commitment and the provision of resources for better realizing the change. When transforming from a product diversification strategy to a specification strategy, and from the line functional structure to the divisional structure, Sign Complex relied on existing institutions, processes, and organizational routines. Now, we will explore each one of these. First, institutions. Institutions were able to reduce the perceived uncertainty of employees and their anxiety when confronting with the change, enabling employees to trust the organization and to continue to explore new tasks. Consequently, the institutions were able to enable change rather than constraining it. Second, the existing processes, including the overall business processes and the working flows of each step or subtask, supported the change by offering reserved capabilities, knowledge, skills, and principles for performing tasks. As a result, when employees were involved in a new environment, they could still rely on lessons retained as rules of thumb, informed guesses, norms, or models such as those provided by sub-problems solved previously, to greatly reduce the need for trial and error and deal with new tasks, thereby economizing on the need for new cognition. The third, the existing organizational routines that reflecting both a common understanding and cohesive action dispositions release the top managers from their responsibility for managing only daily issues to support the realization of the unique goal of high quality and to consequently allocate core resources to support activities of improving quality. The routines also help divisions to decrease the action time involved in a change. The removal of the pressure and the routines reduced the perceived uncertainty of divisional managers such that they were released from their divisional goals and were able to devote resources to realize their core tasks. Additionally, the routines help to remove the employees' perceived uncertainty, to increase their understanding of new tasks, and enabled them to commit to and provide resources for the realization of their individual tasks. On the other hand, change enables the recreation of new stable state. Through the repeated performance of new tasks, a new stable state consisting of new institutions, processes, or organizational routines can be recreated. Through strategic change, Sign Complex was able to set up a mature institutional system involving a new general memorandum of association, clear division of responsibility and function descriptions, a division management system, a clear department responsibility and function description, department regulations, as well as a new performance evaluation system. Additionally, the company was able to build up a process system with multiple levels, confirmed details, and smooth interactions between headquarters and the divisions and among the divisions. Moreover, reflecting the employees' common understanding of new tasks and new cohesive behaviors toward realizing these tasks, Sign Complex was able to shift its organizational routines from high-quality production to high-quality innovation. and variable mechanisms such as trial and error and exploration activities played an important role in facilitating the firm stability. Second part in the discussion is nature of organizational change and organizational development. This study on the strategic and structural change of sign complex particularly indicates that the nature of organizational change is to help an organization reach through trial and error or exploration a new development stage with high efficiency, because organizational change enables the establishment of a new state for a new environment or for the better performance of new tasks. It can consequently enhance and renew the capacity of an organization. However, the objective of a change is to break the existing stable state and then to set up a new one through collective efforts. Therefore, we can conclude that organizational changes are not isolated events aimed at replacing existing processes, institutions, management methods, or concepts with new ones, but a complicated, continuous process to help organizations to evolve from existing states and to facilitate the recreation of new stable states. Moreover, organizational change reflects the nature of paradox, in that it not only relies on stable mechanisms but also simultaneously attempts to establish a new state with new mechanisms to promote the development of an organization. The second point is organizational development. This study also confirms that the nature of organizational development lies in the paradoxical effects of both stability and change. The development of an organization reflects a continuous process of efficiency improvement, with the stability and the change as two basic elements. More specifically, an organization may reach a state of stability with the stability mechanisms of institutions, processes, and organizational routines. Then, it reaches a new state of stability through an organizational change or changes that break down existing stable mechanisms, but also maintaining continuity and establish a series of new mechanisms to create a new environment, better performance of tasks, and the pursuit of higher efficiency. The developing path of an organization consists of both change and stability, two elements that not only struggle for scarce resources but also depend on each other. An organization may implement several changes at the same time across departments and organizational levels, or an organization may experience a series of changes across developing periods and even within one period. This indicates that the relationship between stability and change may be one in which the two concepts intercross, which is a relationship that is more complicated than the simple relationship described in the case of sign complex. Different types of a change may rely on the same existing stable mechanisms or mutually affect certain mechanisms. A new state of stability may be built up through a series of cross-department or cross-level changes, or when some changes are dependent on existing mechanisms and others are trying to break them. Therefore, organizational development is a continuous and complicated process reflecting conflicting, interdependent, and intercrossing relationships between stability and change. Here we can see in that figure, here is the efficiency, this is efficiency, and this is time. This is a state for stability, stable institutions, stable processes, organizational routines, and change happens. Change institutions, change processes, change organizational routines. To get to a new state of stability, and another change to get to a new state of stability and another change. And each time we have a change, we set up new institutions, set up new processes, and set up new organizational routines. Let's talk about implications for theory. The researchers explored these implications in 3 points. The first one is about the paradox of stability and change. This research confirms the paradox of stability and change and clarifies their paradoxical relationship. Also, this research adopted the redefinition of contradictory elements as a mutually constituted relationship, in which each pole it contains the seeds of its opposite and is ontologically inseparable, such that one does not exist without the other. And this research finds that the success of a change relies on stability, while change enables a firm to set up a new state of stability. The results show different effects of stability and change. Institutions enable change by supplying security and consistency. Processes support change with reserved knowledge and skills, while organizational routines help to enable commitment and the provision of resources to support the change. The second point, it's about organizational change theories. This research contributes to existing organizational change theories that extensively regard organizational change or innovation as a systematic project potentially requiring fundamental changes in the routine of the organization. In the routines of the organization. This study confirms that an organizational change is able to set up a new state for a new environment, or for the better performance of tasks. It can consequently enhance and renew the capacity of an organization. The third point, it's about organizational development theories. This research contributes to the existing organizational development theories by confirming that the nature of organizational development lies in the paradoxical effects of both stability and change. And also, this research finds that the development of an organization reflects the continuous process of efficiency improvement with an interaction between stability and change. Second, we have implications for practice. Here, the first point about adopting the paradoxical lens, and researchers say that adopting the paradoxical lens and making use of the synergy between stability and change, Sign Complex was able to reach a rapid and smooth development process. The second point, why firms fail to change. Here, we can say that traditional Chinese firms tend to rely on stable mechanisms to concentrate their resources and attention on obtaining goals in high efficiency, while modern firms tend to rely on innovation and change to cater to environmental change and achieve a sustainable source of competitive advantage and long-term success. Okay. Consequently, one group of firms sticks to the existing stable mechanisms but refuse to change, while a large number of other firms actively engage in change but neglect stability. However, this research reveals that stability and change actually enable each other. This reminds managers to rethink the relationship and to transform their either-or decisions to coexisting decisions. When a large number of firms, especially middle and small ones in China, rush into the wave of organizational change, only a few succeed. The reason may lie in the overemphasis on pursuing differentiation and growth through changes such as in realizing a new-to-the-world business model, management method, structure, or process. In fact, only a very small number of firms are able to realize such new changes. This may be especially difficult for less developed firms in China. This research reveals that the nature of organizational change is to set up a new state of stability with high efficiency. Firms should pay attention to both stability and change by accepting, understanding, and using this paradoxical relationship to realize their energetic effects. The last part in our presentation is limitations and future directions. Findings need to be further confirmed through investigations of other organizations, as this research has applied only on one organization. Second, future research may go further into more cultures and explore the different paradoxical relationships. And research focuses on stable mechanisms of institutions, processes, and organizational routines to explore the paradox. There may be other mechanisms such as habits, discipline, tight coupling, limits, commitment, control, and low variance, which were not included. Research only focuses on certain activities as carriers of change, neglecting a deep investigation into search, mindfulness, redundancy, openness, preoccupation with failure, imagination, and variety. And so we say that future research may involve more interactions of stability and change. The second point, or the next point, it's about there may be many cross-level or cross-departmental changes in any organization that struggle for resources and support of the same stable mechanism. So future research may go deeply into the concept of change to explore how stability and change enables each other dynamically. And the last one, more research methods. Considering the limitation of a case study, future research may adopt more methods such as regression analysis and structural equation modeling to produce a deeper finding. Thank you everyone for your interest, and please share your opinions with us, and remember to subscribe in the channel to get more ideas that can inspire you. This is the end, and goodbye.